Okay, welcome you guys. So I am going to really kick off our monthly team calls with getting back to the basics. I was talking, at New Leader Conference, that was a huge focus. And as I talked with other leaders, just the common theme was the business is built around the basics. And the people that go far and are able to help a lot of people and are able to stay consistently rowing are the people that don't get distracted by all the other stuff that's going on, and they just stay consistent with the basics. So for the next couple months, we are going to be mastering the mundane. And I made a little slideshow, and it's going to be all fancy because I don't ever do that. But I thought it would be good to see some stuff. So I'm going to kick this off with this, and then at the end, we're going to go over the March game plan really quick. And because mine's changed. Imagine that. My month has already changed since I posted my calendar. So I'm going to bust right into this, and I'm going to screen share. So tell me, let me see if I can find it. Okay, so you guys can see my screen, right? I think it's right here. How do you play this? File, view, present. Okay, can you guys see this? Hopefully, because I can't hear you. Okay, someone unmute yourself and tell me that you can see this, because I can't see anything anymore.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. All right, we're just gonna bust right through this. So, mastering the mundane, we're gonna go over the first two things that are absolutely essential in growing your business, okay? So obviously, being on your own journey and sharing that probably should have been first, but I figured I've nailed that one home like 79 times already. And so you should be on your journey and sharing it every single day. But you can do that every single day. And if you aren't doing the other stuff, then your business will not grow, okay? So today we're going to talk about expanding and connecting. And these are two things that I feel like lots of people skip them because they're not nearly as sexy as inviting to your challenge group or selling a challenge pack or signing up a new coach. But this is where all the magic happens, okay? So diving right in, expanding your network. If we want to help more people, we have to know more people. Bottom line, there's no way around it. It doesn't matter what kind of stuff that you're posting if people aren't seeing it, okay? So start with who you know, but understand that the magic happens when you dip into your cold market. And don't let that freak you out, because the whole cold market idea scared the living shizzle out of me at the beginning. And I'm like, I can't talk to strangers. I can't meet new people. You guys, I am like the ultimate introvert. Seriously, I probably don't seem like it when I'm on these Zooms, but I am not a natural people person. And so the whole idea of talking to strangers and like having to meet people and having to actually get outside of my warm little bubble freaked me out. But that is honestly where the super fun started. So as you're expanding, I want you guys to always remember it's quality over quantity. You don't just want to start adding numbers to add numbers. You want to get clear on who you want to work with, and you want to get clear on the type of people that you want to surround yourself with in your challenge groups, on your team, even just on your social media newsfeed. If I see someone's stuff and they're super negative and they're just like a downer, I can't even take it. I either unfriend them or I unfollow them, because I'm like, oh, I don't even want to see that every single day. Like, you're going to rub off on me, and I don't need any of that junk. So make sure that you're super intentional with who you're adding, okay? Like I said, who do you want to work with in your challenge groups, and who do you want to work with on your team? And you're looking for those types of people, and then you will connect with them after the fact. Like I said, it doesn't matter how amazing you are at sharing your story and adding value if no one is seeing your posts. And this is something that so many people run into. They'll be like, Micah, I am sharing every single day. I am posting valuable content. I'm helping people through my posts. Like, they're getting stuff out of it, and no one's engaging on it, and no one is joining my challenge groups, and no one is wanting to coach with me. And I'm like, dude, no one is seeing your posts. That's all it is. Okay. So if you want to help people, they have to know what you're doing. They have to be seeing your stuff. So you need to create an expansion game plan. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. And we're going to talk about just a couple things. These are the things that I do. And it doesn't have to be complicated. You just have to be consistent. So Facebook and Instagram growth, I feel, are the two most essential places to grow. And I feel like if you're only doing one and not the other, you're completely missing the boat, because it is two completely different audiences. Okay. So the way to grow is you have to be proactive. You cannot wait for growth to happen. You can't sit back and be like, okay, well, I'm posting and I'm showing up, so people are just going to magically find me, and they're going to start following me, and they're going to be really interested in what I'm doing, and they're going to hop on this journey. That is not what happens. I promise you, you have to be super proactive about finding new people, whether that's through, I'll go into this. So how do you do that? How do you do it on Facebook? The easiest way to do it on Facebook is by adding friends every single day. Okay. So my favorite way to do this, I call it the rabbit hole. If you ever hear rabbit hole, this is what I'm referring to. So I think of a friend. So I'm thinking of Chelsea. Okay. Chelsea is a young mom. She's like my target market. I love working with moms. She has a great network of friends. And so I go to her page, and then I go to her friends list, and I look through her friends list, and I see 5 to 10 women who look like my people, who I would love to work with in my challenge groups. I'd love to help them. I'd love to have coach with me on my team. And I send them a friend request. It is that simple. Okay. So I will go to Chelsea, and usually from one friend, you can find multiple people on their friends list, but I would just stick with 5 to 10 a day. Don't go crazy adding a million people, or Facebook will block you and put you in Facebook jail. Don't do that. So just do it consistently each day. Once you go to Chelsea's list, you'll see Elizabeth, and Elizabeth looks like your target girl. You'd love to work with her. You go to her friends list, and you see a whole group of new people. You add 5 to 10 of them. You find one of them, and you go to her friends list. Does that make sense? Actually, you can't respond to me, so I'm just talking to myself. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what I mean by friends of friends of friends. And you do this, you guys, you do this until you have 5,000 friends on Facebook. If you've been coaching for longer than 6 months and you haven't added at least 1,800 people, is that right? Because if you added 10 a day for 30 days, that's 300 times 6. That's 1,800 people. If you've been coaching for longer than 6 months and you do not have at least 1,800 people on your friends list, you are not expanding enough. Okay? Another way to do it is through groups. Don't go to all the fitness groups, because I promise you they are like wiped clean. Go to mom groups. Go to hobbies, like your interests. Go to niche groups, like, do you like sewing? Are you a homeschool mom? Are you into makeup? Are you into home decor? Think of outside the box of health and fitness. Normal humans need to be healthy too. So what else are you interested in? How can you connect with those people? And then you'll find your people in those groups, and you'll connect with them just like normal in the groups. And then you'll say, hey, this looks like my person. I'm going to add them as a friend. You don't have to overthink it. You just send them a friend request. Okay. Then what you do from there, and there's a training in I think it's in the social media module. I can't remember, but it's on interest lists. These are now called friend lists on your sidebar, but you create these interest lists. And this is a focused list of people that you can go to this list, and all it does is show up their posts. It doesn't show your whole entire newsfeed. It shows only the people in this interest list posts. So what you're doing is as soon as you're sending these friend requests, it'll show in your friends, like little friends box. When they accept your request, you'll go to their page. I always connect with them, just really simple, like a couple of their pictures, comment on a post, just something normal and being interested in them. And then I add them to this friend list, and you can name it Get to Know. You can name it Future challengers, you can name it whatever, building relationships, whatever you want to name it. They go directly to this interest list. So then each day when it's time to connect in your power hour, you are going to these lists and you're interacting with them. I promise you guys, if you guys are essential with this like little funnel, this little game plan, you will create your system and you'll be able to work efficiently. And then you're not scattered everywhere. And I said consistency is essential. Don't be a hot mess express. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. That's a really simple way on Facebook how to expand every single day for the rest of your life. Okay. Now let's talk about Instagram. There's a training, I think it's in module 2 in our new coach training. And I talk about the 5-3-1. So this is 5 likes, 3 comments, 1 follow. So what you're doing is you can search niche hashtags like a brand or like homeschool mom or West Elm home decor or anything like that. You go through the posts and you'll see some girls that have, or men, maybe your target market is men. I just speak like to my people. But you find your people, and when they look like your person through their posts, you just scan through really quick. You'll do the 5-3-1, which is you like 5 of their pictures, you'll comment on 3 of them, and you'll follow them. And what that does is that generally it's enough activity that they'll be like, oh, Micah Folsom Fit just did all this activity. They'll go to your page. As long as you have content up that is relevant and that interests them, they will likely engage on your stuff and they'll likely follow you back. And that's how you're consistently growing your Instagram, okay? Another way you can do it is you can go to a bigger page, like go to West Elm or go to Nordstrom or go to some big fitness professional that you really look up to or whatever. You go to a bigger account and you look at the people who are commenting. And those are people who are active on social media. They're engaged. They have the same interests as you. And then you'll go to their page, same thing, 5-3-1, find people, and you do this 5 to 10 people on Instagram every single day. So you're always on the offense. You're always looking for people to connect with, and you're not waiting for people to come to you, okay? Another thing about Instagram is your news feed, your feed that when you click on Instagram and you see all these posts, those are the people that you're following. That is a built-in interest list. If it's filled with people who you would never want to work with in a challenge group, or if it's filled with Kim Kardashian and Khloe and all of these famous people, that's just wasting your time. Instagram, if you want to have like a separate account for all of your celebrity girl crushes, then do that. But Instagram is now a business platform for you. So if you want to work smart, then you will utilize it and it will be filled with people who you're interested in, who you'd love to work with, who you'd love to coach with, who you'd love to help in a challenge group, who you'd love to connect with in a free group, whatever. But when you click in that, it should be filled with people who you can efficiently go through, comment, and engage. And if you spend 10 minutes a day, you can bust out a ton of connects right through your feed, okay? So we expand, right? So now we're going to move on to connecting. You have to expand, and then you can't just leave them hanging. You have to then connect, okay? This is where people drop the ball. I feel like lots of people skip this altogether, and they just want to invite. They want to get to the main event, and they want to invite them to a group, and they want them to coach with them, and they want all the results to happen. But I promise you, if you don't nurture a relationship first, if you don't build that, and if you don't take time to invest in learning about them and in just being a human, they aren't going to want to know what you have to say, okay? So this starts with who you know. If you're a new coach, you don't have to feel like you have to go invite or go find a million new friends to talk to. Start with who you know and be interested in them. Go to their pages, connect on their posts, like and comment, okay? The next thing you can do is if you don't have a master list, I highly encourage you make one today. So the easiest way to do this is to go to your Facebook friends list, and I would recommend scrolling all the way down to the bottom, because at the bottom, those are the people who you're not seeing at all in your newsfeed. The people at the top are people that are really engaged in your stuff and you're really engaged in them. Like my my top of my friends list is like all coaches because they're engaged in my stuff and I'm engaged with their stuff. And then the lower it goes, I don't see so many people's things in my newsfeed. So make this master list, and it's going to be hundreds. It should be hundreds filled, okay? If not thousands, if you have lots of friends. And you'll go through and you'll make a list. And then this is the list that as you're thinking of new people to invite or connecting with, you can work from this list, okay? So from this list, as you're scrolling through the actual friends list, you can hover over their name and you can add them. It'll say add to list. And then you've already made a friend list, hopefully, like get to know or future challengers or dream team coaches, people who you love, like maybe you have friends that you would absolutely love to coach with, or maybe you have acquaintances who you think would just rock it and you would love to do it with. Put them on your dream team list and connect with them. And so you have these lists made. So as you're going through your friends list, you hover over, it'll say friends, you hover over it, click add to list, and then you'll add them to your get to know, or you add them to your future challengers or your dream team or whatever your lists are made or named. Okay. So you don't have to, I would definitely have a hard copy of a list because it's just easy to work off of, but you can also just scroll through and make your interest list as you're going through your friends. Okay. So they're not hard. They don't take that much time to build, but I promise you guys, you need to have a funnel. I'll always talk about funnels. You need to have a funnel from where you're expanding to then funnel into who you're connecting with. And that's what the interest lists are doing. Okay. So then from the interest list, that's where you are going to intentionally every single day during your power hour, or say you're nursing your baby and you're on your phone and you have 15 minutes, you can go to this interest list and you can connect, and you can do 50 to 100 connects in a matter of 15 minutes. And that is where you gain momentum, okay? So, are you ready to change some lives? I really hate that I can't see you guys, but what else? I'll talk to you guys in a second. So, let's talk numbers. I said 5 to 10 new people a day on your Facebook and on your Instagram. That is not hard, you guys. It takes probably 5 minutes, and you can do it on Facebook, and then you can do it on Instagram, bust it out. As soon as they accept, so on Instagram, obviously there's not an interest list, but as soon as you follow them, they're on your news feed. So they will already be showing up. Now on Facebook, as soon as they accept, make sure they go to an interest list. You need to take that next step so that they go to a place where then you can connect, okay? And then connecting, make sure you're connecting with at least 50 to 100 people a day. That might seem like a lot, but I promise you can bust it out when you are intentional and when you have these lists. And when I say connect, that's liking and commenting on their posts, being interested in their lives. When Sally Sue has a picture of her 2-year-old at her birthday, I'm saying, oh my heaven's sake, she is so freaking cute. When Jody is showing her cast from breaking her arm, I'm like, girl, I'm so sorry. That's terrible. How'd you do it? It's just connecting with people, okay? And then I said personally message them when you have a legit reason to. Don't just personally message people to like converse back and forth, because that's a time suck. And you're going to be like, this is going absolutely nowhere. And I don't know if this is like, what is this even doing? I only personally message someone when I have a reason to. Like for instance, when Jody broke her arm, I could message her and be like, dude, how did you do that? That's terrible. That's a good reason to message someone. When, you know what I mean? So like when you have a reason to message them, yes, message them, because that's an even greater connection than a like or a comment. But don't feel like you just have to be messaging people all day, because I hate it when people randomly message me and say like, hey girl, how are you? I'm like, good. Like, what do you care? You're weird. Don't do that. Okay. And then work smarter, not harder, to help more people. So when you're on social media, you are never not engaging. I know it's like a double negative. You are never not engaging with others. You're never on Facebook or Instagram and just doing the scroll. Okay? You're never doing that, because this is action time. And if you're going to be a girl boss or a dude boss or a mom boss or a lady boss or whatever boss you want to be and help people get healthy and happy, then you need to be intentional. So if you're on Facebook, you are liking and commenting and engaging and being action oriented. Okay. Don't get sucked into the black hole, because then you're going to come to me and you're going to be like, Micah, I'm working an hour a day and I am not meeting new people. I'm not having success in my challenge groups. I'm not having any interest on my posts. And I'm going to be like, what are you doing? You're like, well, I'm working a day. What are you doing? And you're not doing anything that's growing your business. Okay. Be action oriented. Be intentional with your business time. Work smarter, not harder. I know for a fact that this business can, like, you can get wrapped up in it because 1, it's freaking awesome. 2, it doesn't feel like you're working. But 3, you don't want to be working all the time. Take it from me. Like, I could work all the time because I really do love it. And I have to set boundaries. And I'm getting better at this every single day. But if you are intentional and if you have a game plan in the morning, and if you know what you're going to do in your power hour or power 2 hours or power 3 hours or however time you want to invest in your business, you will get so much more done. And then you can unplug, you can enjoy your family, and you can say peace to social media until I post again in 6 hours, and then you're on for 2 seconds, and then you peace out again, okay? If you're expanding and connecting every single day, you should never, ever run out of people to invite to your groups in a genuine way, okay? That's the key. You can always cold invite, but I will never be an advocate of cold invites, ever, because when I get them, I'm like, ew, why did I even get this from you? You have never talked to me one time. You don't even know if I would want your lipstick or want your whatever. Like, at least get to know me first, okay? Get to know me as a human and then invite me, because I love supporting other people. I'm a customer of all my friends who sell stuff, and that's great. But get to know the person first. And when you do that, you then have a pool of people that you can always invite to your next free group, to your next challenge group, to your next sneak peek, to your next whatever, okay? Do not skip the essentials. Master the mundane, okay? All right. So, are you guys sleeping? You guys are awake? Okay, do you guys have any questions from that before we move on to some other stuff? Do you guys see, can we get a copy of that? Yeah, I'll post this in the team Google Drive. So if you guys want to use it for like a team call for your coaches, you totally can do that. Okay, does that make sense though, you guys? Like, I cannot even tell you how many times people are like, I don't have anyone to invite to my group. And I'm like, well, who have you been connecting with? And they're like, oh, probably the same 5 people for 6 months. And I'm like, well, there you go. So you guys, you have to be like, this is a people business. This is a relationship business. So if you're not really like being a kind of a little social butterfly and like interacting with people, then you are not really setting yourself up for very much success. Okay. Molly said, do you always post the same things on Instagram and Facebook? I usually just hit the button on Instagram to post the same on Facebook. Not sure if I should be mixing it up though. Okay, I always, well, not always, 99% of the time I post the same thing on Instagram as I do on Facebook, but don't post it so it's linked, because Facebook won't show it as much. The Facebook algorithm, when it's posted from a third party, it doesn't show it as much. So I always post on Instagram first, because that's where I like edit my pictures. I post it, or I copy the text, post it, then I go to my like page, do the thing, edit the text, because sometimes I'll do like more engaging stuff on Facebook because you really need the engagement to get your post to show. So I'll edit the text a little bit if I need to, post it on my like page, and then I'll go to my personal page. And if it's fitting there, then I will go and I'll post on my personal page. At the beginning, I didn't have a like page. So don't let that freak you out if you're a new coach. I didn't have a like page for a long time. So I did everything on my personal accounts. If you're using hashtags, which you should be, the faster you add your hashtags, the more people will see them in those tags. Yes, so right away, like, that's a great thing to bring up. For my Instagram, I have a notes section for Instagram hashtags. So I have like mom workout, food, motherhood, personal development, my faith. I have all of these topics, and then I have 30 hashtags underneath them. So I can just copy. And then when I have a post that's about that topic or whatever in that realm, then I'll post that set of hashtags.